It's been a rough time to be a gamer or just an enjoyer of adult content. We should be able to consume what we want, but there are certain platforms saying, no, 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 this content is offensive, it's not safe for work, and you are not allowed to purchase it. And while, of course, there are ways to get around it, there are major payment processors saying you cannot use their services to consume this content. And now PayPal is reportedly closing accounts of gamers buying adult games, keeping profits of adult game developers too. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just a few days ago, I did talk about how developers were getting screwed over because PayPal was locking down accounts and keeping their profits, and we're going to go back through that, but now it's also expanding to people not being able to buy certain books and also not being able to buy these certain games. So it says, in the aftermath of the Steam and itch.io purging illegal, in quotes, adult games after pressure from payment processors such as MasterCard and Visa, it seems even adult games with legal adult content is under scrutiny. Now, of course, I am somebody who doesn't particularly care about like sex simulator games or all of these games with these different very adult themes, right? But I do care about creative freedom. I want that to be upheld and respected, and I do think that censorship is a slippery slope. Just because it's sex simulators being targeted now doesn't mean it's not going to be violent content in the future, gory content in the future, or just content with different adult themes. Of course, around the creation of the ESRB, we did see a major focus on gore and violence. We saw titles like Mortal Kombat being targeted. And I think that that could happen again, where we see the Witchers and the Grand Theft Autos and the Saints Rows and the, of course, horror games like Resident Evil or Silent Hill being targeted. And that's why I think it is so important to fight back against this. And now adults are being told, no, 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 you can't purchase this content because we as a platform think that it damages our brand or that it's bad for you. In the prior weeks, there have been claims of PayPal not only closing the accounts of gamers buying adult games, but even those of adult game developers. The profits of said game, due to featuring cheating and corruption, resulted in PayPal allegedly keeping their profits. This was posted to Reddit, where they made this shocking claim, starting a thread titled "Buying NSFW games on itch.io, PayPal may nuke your account." The user encloses screenshots of several purchases made on itch.io from August 6th to the 16th, totaling $47.27, and an email from PayPal. Now, the user does not disclose the name of their game, ergo none of the screenshots in this article are from said game, so take everything, of course, with a grain of salt, but this is a very worrying claim nonetheless. Just woke up to an email from PayPal stating that my account was permanently limited, thinking it's a scam. I check, and lo and behold, I was limited. But what had I done? Well, my only purchases using PayPal were through itch.io. That's the only thing I use it for. And this could also be an AI problem where an AI has inappropriately marked an account. But this is an issue with companies pushing AI onto people and through their systems because they can be inaccurate. Like just a few days ago, we heard that Overwatch players were banned for using the terms like worth and also using terms like noob. And Blizzard came out and said that, oh, it was just a big mistake, and they did unban those accounts. But your purchases could be ripped away from you, or in this case, your whole account could be ripped away from you if their AI goes rogue, and they might not even catch it. It seems that I was limited for breaking the policies of our partners mentioned in the first paragraph of the notice. It's no secret that PayPal are quite close with Visa and MasterCard, who have been pushing hardest for this porn ban, especially the NSFW game sphere the user proposed. So this is a PSA. If you're using your PayPal account for anything else, don't use it for itch. In the alleged email from PayPal declared, we are no longer offering PayPal services for this account, barely elaborating. Sometimes we can't offer services to an account for a variety of reasons, including local laws, our policies, or the policies of our partners. And this email does look legitimate. In my opinion, it doesn't look like it is fake or it is doctored. It does seem extremely legit. I mean, this is what PayPal would send you. Now, they never specified if it was because of itch.io, but this person is saying the majority of their purchases on this account or through PayPal were done specifically to itch.io for adult content. Now, when it comes to the censorship that is spreading across the internet in general, we are seeing places like the UK use the excuse of they need to protect the children from content online. But we know that MasterCard and Visa are not taking that same approach. They're basically just saying, well, if it could damage our brand image, we are going to censor it no matter what the excuse is. Adults should be able to purchase adult content. It is that simple, period. I think that this content should be able to be created. I think that creative freedom is a basic human right. I believe that people should be able to purchase this legally created content because it is pixels on a screen. And just because there are people out there who are personally bothered by it does not mean that this content should no longer be available for sale. You can find offense in everything. Like if you look for sexism, you're going to find it. If you're looking for racism, you're going to find it. You're going to find something that bothers you. And if we start banning content that might have, anime women and grabbing their breasts or having them naked in sexual positions, that means we need to start banning anything that anybody could find offensive, and that will lead to a politically correct, sanitized society. And that's not the life that I want to live, and of course, that nobody should want to live. Again, it's perfectly fine if you do not want to consume this content, but you shouldn't want to take it away from other people like groups such as Collective Shout, want to do groups like Feminist Frequency once wanted to do. And this is why it is so important that we constantly fight back. And again, take this with a grain of salt, but it is extremely worrying to hear that somebody's account where they were just purchasing adult content is being shut down when there are so many developers having their games pulled from platforms, developers basically having their livelihoods ripped away from them. And unfortunately, for adult content enjoyers, right, the internet is becoming a very iffy place because while, yes, you can still find pornography very easily, or you can still find these games for, individual download off of certain platforms' websites, if developers can't make money from these games anymore because consumers aren't allowed to purchase these titles and they can't sell their games on platforms for money anymore, these developers are going to become disheartened and they're not going to want to create them anymore because they're not going to see a potential future down the line for them. So that's why we have to fight back. That's why it is so important, and it is worrying to hear about. Now, of course, it says an interesting wrinkle in that is itch.io de-indexed their offending adult content on July 24th. Around the 28th, itch.io updated their FAQ explaining that to meet the toss of PayPal along with Stripe and Payoneer, the non-exhaustive list of forbidden content, this includes the likes of sexual content featuring a lack of consent, underage characters, and the like. But they did say that they were basically siphoning through the content and they were going to be putting a lot of it back onto the platform. So they could have personally put something on a platform and they thought that it was going to be okay, whereas the payment processors are still saying, no, 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 this actually isn't. Okay, so we could see like them butting heads on what technically is and isn't allowed. They wouldn't even actually give us a list of what they were going to be putting back up simply because itch.io said that the list was so long and they weren't exactly sure what was going to make the cut. So it could seem that something slipped through the cracks and then those games get purchased and then your account gets taken down. So of course, I will definitely be keeping my eye on this situation over the next couple of days and weeks, but this is extremely worrying to hear. And we also know that apparently, according to reports, people's PayPal accounts were being banned for buying smutty ebooks. So now it's books, it's video games, it's going to be certain web pages, it's going to be certain content creators, and soon the internet will be entirely sanitized. It says my account got banned a couple of days ago for making purchases which violate the terms of service upon querying with staff over the phone. I've been told that it was ebooks that I've been buying. I'm panicking a little bit right now. I haven't done anything illegal, have I? The books were mostly stuff about monsters and milking, sub-dub con stuff, which of course the image of the centaur milking book has gone viral over the past couple of days. This could have just been a troll post, but this was posted a couple of days ago, so who knows? Obviously only time will tell, but it's extremely worrying. And fan art's being banned, games are being banned, books are being banned, and our entertainment in general is under attack. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.